Now I'm just naming Girl Scout cookies. You caught me. The first one that popped into my mind was Thin Mints, but I despise Thin Mints. I despise the idea that somebody wants to pass off mint as a dessert. Mint is something you brush your teeth with, or you freshen your mouth before you go on a date or kiss a pretty girl. Mint is not something you have after a hearty meal as a reward for eating all your vegetables. What's up, everybody? My name's Shan. So today we're going to be diving into an Egon equals EGON deck. That's right, it's Egon, God of Death. And not only are we playing this brand new god creature that is insanely strong, we're playing it in a very, very cool shell of a deck. So we also have Rakdos mid-range giants. We have Surtland Flinger, going to be flinging some giants for double damage. If that wasn't enough, we have Calamity Bearer to double that damage again, quadruple damage, hello. And then we have Quakebringer to deal that extra damage from the graveyard or from the field, wherever it may be. Now, diving into this deck, Egon is the main focus, or rather one of the main focuses, as this deck has a lot. Given it's a Giants deck, all of your creatures are going to be fairly large in size as far as power and toughness goes, which is great because we also have things such as Embercleave to throw on them and make them even scarier. Speaking of which, Egon, 3 mana, 6/6, comes down and has Death Touch. Insanely strong. That means when you equip the Embercleave and it gets to double strike on it, the first creature that it hits, it only will need to deal 1 point of damage to because of Death Touch, and then it'll continue on the other 13 damage to the face, which is really, really nice. That's something that not even Annex has the ability to do, right? Furthermore, Egon, since it comes down on turn 3, generally, an Embercleave can oftentimes come down on turn 4, right? You play a turn 2 creature, you play a turn 3 creature. Turn 4, you have 2 creatures to swing in with, and that reduces the cost of Embercleave by 2, making it, well, 4. So turn 4, you have the options of Egon, Embercleave, swinging in for like 14 to 13 points of damage. Insanely good. Now, we also have Valki in the deck, which is another new card. A lot of people are going to be super excited about this one. I'm super excited about this one. 2 mana, 2/1. When it enters the battlefield, each opponent reveals their hand. For each opponent, exile a creature card they revealed this way until Valki leaves the battlefield. So it's good even in a commander style variant, right? Furthermore, you can pay X, choose a creature card exiled with Valki with converted mana cost X. Valki becomes a copy of that card. So for arena's sake, you're going to be taking 1 creature, which means if you pay that creature CMC, Valki becomes that creature still. Really, really nice. Strong in the fact that it comes down early, reveals the opponent's hand, which gives you information, and also takes, probably their next play or their biggest play, whatever you may have it. Furthermore, come that mid to late game when things are sort of stalled out and you're not really hitting what you need, and you don't need to look at their hand, you don't need to steal their creature, you got a big 7 mana Planeswalker that can come down, exile target artifact or creature, exile the top card of each player's library, and then you can cast that. And if you can get to the -8, you can exile all cards from all graveyards and then cast any of those spells and add 3 additional mana. All that's very good, which is why it took a whole mouthful. We also have Claim the Firstborn, as not only are we playing Giants, not only are we playing Egon, not only are we playing Valki, all this very strong stuff, we also have 2 copies of Immerstrom Predator. This 4 mana 3/3 flying vampire dragon is so strong, I will wholeheartedly bet that it is going to end up carrying the meta into some certain direction. Whenever Immerstrom Predator becomes tapped, exile up to 1 target card from a graveyard, yours or the opponent. So it's good against rogues, it's good against graveyard-based decks, and put a +1/+1 counter on Immerstrom Predator. So it just keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger. Furthermore, you can sacrifice another creature, and then Predator gains indestructible until end of turn, and you tap it, which means, yes, you get to exile something and put an additional counter on it. So this is like a Wicked Wolf, except it doesn't require a food. You do have to sacrifice another creature, but sacrificing a creature in a lot of situations is almost easier than having food down. Yes, your opponent can, remove those creatures or whatever, but since it's just a sacrifice and it's not a pay mana or tap and then sacrifice, you just sacrifice the creature. You can do it generally before any sort of activations or procs from the foe. Now, if all of this wasn't enough, we also have Kroxa, right? Everybody knows and loves Kroxa, the discard engine. Now, Kroxa works really well, we know, with Mire Triton, but also so does Egon. So we have this sort of similar shell and situation as what we had before in these really strong mid-range Rakdos decks, Time Merit, Mire Triton, Kroxa that already deal with rogues and already deal with a lot of the bigger decks. However, now we also have things like Quakebringer. Whenever it enters the graveyard, we're going to get this additional effect. Furthermore, it also makes sure that your opponent can't gain life, right? So for 5 mana, you're going to get this 5/4 Giant Berserker down. At the beginning of your upkeep, Quakebringer deals 2 damage to each opponent. This ability triggers only if Quakebringer is on the battlefield or is in the graveyard and we control a giant. So if it's on the battlefield, it's a giant, it's going to proc. If it's in the graveyard, we're going to need another giant on the board in order for it to proc. Not a big deal, given we have Bone Crusher for 3, we have Calamity Bear, we have Kroxa, we have all this kind of stuff that of course can be on the board for fairly cheap. Moving us along, we also have a Crow in War. Take our opponent's stuff. We have the Predator to sacrifice it, so it's pretty easily dealable, right? We have Agadeem's Awakening to help us bring back these cards, since a lot of these cards have a lot of power, but they're fairly low on cost. You know, one Swift Agadeem's can bring back a Bone Crusher, a Valki, or a Bone Crusher and a Kroxa, and it's just going to help you either deal tons of damage or regain a very, very good defensive state. Furthermore, we have 2 copies of Fire Giant's Fury. This is sorcery speed, and it does give your creatures trample, so it's incredibly strong on any giant when you have Calamity Bear down, right? Furthermore, Calamity Bear is non-legendary, so you can have both of these cards down at the same time, and it will quadruple the damage you get from your giants, which is, again, absolutely insane. So this deck is very focused on the beatdown, on getting down these larger creatures than your opponent can really afford to deal with, and using your Death Touch with Egon and with Mire Triton to sort of push through those creatures that you can't just overwhelm with size, right? Anyways, that's going to do it for the deck tech breakdown. Again, if you're enjoying these videos, if you're enjoying this style of content, make sure you hit that subscribe button, as this is the only place on YouTube you can find these brews, this commentary, those punny jokes, and all that in between, right? Thank you all so much for watching, for liking, commenting, and subscribing, and without further ado, I will see you in the matches deck. A little confused there with the whole Egon, Eugon, it's gone and now it's back sort of situation, but whatever. The Asian Avenger. I believe he works with MTG Goldfish a whole lot, or works on MTG Goldfish, however you want to say that. We'll keep this. But also, I know that he's on Twitch and streams, so if you see something you like, go check it out. Also, if you're watching on YouTube and you haven't already, hit that subscribe button, hit that bell icon. If you're watching on Twitch, hit that follow button, and vice versa. If you're watching on Twitch and you haven't subscribed on YouTube, be sure to hop over and subscribe on YouTube. And yeah, if you haven't followed on Twitch, be sure to hop over and follow on thy Twitch. So Valki, let's see what you got. Nice. I guess Valki doesn't really do too much if you don't have any creatures. So that's going to be Poison the Cup that he just put over there, right? We can rest pretty assured on that. Get him, Valki. And then we'll use Kroxa, make him discard here. What do they discard? Probably the Ashiok, maybe? Yeah. Because it's so far away and realistically does so little comparatively. Did I miss the live start? Hey, we're going to be here for a while, Iceberg. By the way, like your name. So yeah, no worries, man. We got plenty more to go. Plenty more to go. King Nefari's Betrayal. Here we go again. Here we go again. But hey, at least they're filling up my my graveyard, unless they take the Kroxa, in which case, yikes, but we'll see. They should exile the Kroxa, realistically. Yep, there it is. Or the Quakebringer, maybe? Maybe they get rid of our Quakebringer, but I think it should be the Kroxa, in all honesty. I need some more red mana, so I could potentially get Kroxa down. We can't right now, but I wish I could. They got rid of our Quakebringer? Yeah. Sure. Hey, Fabled Passage. We don't have enough to get Kroxa back quite yet. But I will go ahead and use the Fabled Passage. And grab some red mana. So that way next turn we can. And we can give the Predator indestructible, so that's good. They do have our Quakebringer, not too worried about that. Extinction event. Oh no! Well, let's for sure sacrifice this because they're going to they're going to end up exiling all of our cards anyway, so if we can not have a card exiled and instead move it to our graveyard, that would be better. Now I can have Kroxa come back if I want. Oh, you know what though, actually. I don't want to. I know it seems a little crazy, but on our next turn, we're going to be able to use Agadeems to bring back Egon and Valki and that kind of stuff. So I think I just want to go for that play, right? Yeah, I think I'd rather bring Egon back, or Valki back than Kroxa. Get a look-see at their hand. They may still not be playing any creatures, but we shall see, we shall see. This is just early access for content creators. It is indeed. Holy cow! Look at this hand. It's extinction events for days. Merchant posted a 2-minute video of a turn 2 Yugen. Oh. See? I'm gonna be hearing about this turn 2 Yugen all day. I come up with turn 3 Yugen and Merchant turns around and does turn 2. Not even that viable, but because it's a turn earlier. That's fine. Alright, Poison the Cup, taking out our Egon. It was short-lived. It was short-lived. Thankfully, we know that they only have extinction events, so it's like, you know, what are you gonna do realistically? Exile my stuff? Sure. They are about to exile our graveyard though, so I guess we might as well go ahead and exile it ourselves, huh? They're also about to look into our hand and take the Akroan War, but there's nothing we can do about that, so I think we just play down the Kroxa, exile our own graveyard before they get a chance to get to it. Favorite card so far? Ooh, Tibalt's Trickery was, it's really a good one, so I'm not gonna say that one, but Tibalt's Trickery was fun. I think Mystic Reflections is gonna be one that will be undervalued for a while, but I really like that card both offensively and defensively. I think it's a nice thing. What else? I'm really liking Egon, the card in this deck. It's a nice one. I'm kind of expecting another extinction event or a murderous rider here. Like, we shouldn't get our hopes up about this Surtland Flinger for sure. We know they got control out the wazoo. And they know that we know that they have control out the wazoo. You're really... No! They're gonna Murderous Rider us. We almost had lethal there if they hadn't used the Murderous Rider, because we could have flung our Bone Crusher and doubled its power. Oh, we were so close to lethal just on the little backswing there. Or the little sneakaroo fling in action. Alright, so do they play a Murder Strider or do they Extinction Event? Right. It makes sense, I guess we could have used our Skull Karen there. Skull Karn. Alright, let's draw. Croxa, hey! Hey. It's not the world's best card, but you know. Makes them immediately discard whatever they just drew, so I'm all down. Now, we do have 6 damage on the board just from these 2 cards, which means we only need 3 more damage, which is just like a Croxa activation or something along those lines, right? Oh, no, right. They have the life gain off the murders. Freak. Alright. Get our card draw on. Another land. Come on. Come on, game. What are you doing? Help me out. Help me out. I mainly play RL, but want to know your opinion on what will be the top decks. Alright. Draw me a card. Mire Triton. Hey, there we go. There we go. Top decks. I think we will see a... I'm going to call it mono red, quote unquote, control deck. Focused around Tybalt's Trickery and Bjergi and gaining this mana and having Goldspan Dragon. Like, some combination of those 3 cards will exist within a deck of control aspects. Whether it's Grixis, mostly mono red, or whatever. I think those 3 will... I don't know. I don't even know what my land draw percentage is at this point. I just know it's high, and I don't like it. Hallelujah! A card, a creature, a playable. Alright, there should be our Croxa come next turn. Professional land drawer at your service. That's correct. That's what I do. I draw lands. We have 5, 7, 11. Oh, hey, that's not a land. That is a pretty powerful card. So this is gonna deal 3. This we want down. Alright, well let's just go ahead and play everything out then, right? Oh no, wait, it's the Calamity Bearer. Okay. It's not the Quake Bringer. And you come down. Do they double block? I hope so. Oh, beautiful. Beautiful. Wait, it's sorcery. Chance, you idiot. I'm so sorry. For some reason, I was like, yeah, this card's... It's so instant speed, it's not even funny. Sorry, everybody. I don't know how to read. That's my excuse here. I could also just sacrifice it though. You know what I mean? I don't really know what I don't want in your graveyard. Hey, look at that. We didn't have to exile a card either. That really worked out well for us. Yeah. I can't. Can I use this? I can. Hey. Yeah, baby. Draw me that card. Noise. It's happening. We got Tibble. A little tickly Tibble. What am I talking about? We're definitely gonna do this. Teferi. Interesting indeed. Oh, we're seeing the scoop. GG. That's a mid-range deck, ladies and gentlemen. So opponent gets to go first. We'll keep this hand here. We don't have any giants for the Fire Giant's Fury, but that's fine. We still have a fair lineup, I think. Oh wait, we don't have any black mana. I got so flabbergasted with the Valki and the Mire Triton and the big dragon. It's a vampire dragon, for Christ's sake. It's so cool. All right, well, I'm gonna need some mana fixing. The game has done me dirty here, and I do not appreciate. Hey, there we go. Well, let's use Valki. It's here. Let's take something. Resplendent. Marshall, don't mind if I do. Thank you kindly. Now, next turn we could have our Valki turn into that Resplendent Marshall. It's not a bad idea. Not a bad idea. Of course, they're going to swing in here more than likely, right? Because they have the protection and whatnot in order to do so. So we'll let that happen. We're going to get down the Mire Triton just to clear the air on what my plans are for this 3 mana. Yes, turning Valki into a 3/3 flyer and have it attack is cool or whatever. But having the Death Toucher down is even better, I believe. We might be able to get them in the skies here if we're good. So what does this do? +1/+1 counter on target creature, and it's a land. We're gonna need some more swamps in hand, or on board rather, if we want to get this Croxa down, but we can get the Predator. Cool beans. So our Death Toucher worked there. Absolutely. Abso-freaking-lutely. Alright, let's get our Predator down. This will be our attack in the sky. We can also get down Bone Crusher and then use Fire Giant's Fury on it. It may not deal combat damage, but I guess we would have needed it down there because now the Luminarch's going to be too big for us to threaten that, right? But again, I doubt they swing in. Yep. All right, back to my turn. Claim the Firstborn. Ooh. Ooh. That's really good. But they're going to use the Heroic Intervention the second that I go to take it, right? All right. We're not going to exile anything quite yet. Not from our own graveyard. Oh, you get to put the +1/+1 counter even if you don't exile something. That's really strong. That is really, really strong. Well, let's get another one down. Because they're not legendary, so you can do that. Of course, we still have our Death Toucher to block the Luminarch. And if it's just Luminarch that they have, then like we're just gonna win by going in the skies, right? So this should be 9 points of damage here. Submit 0, submit 0. They'll each get a +1/+1 counter. These cards are really good, ladies and gentlemen. This Flying Vampire Dragon. Be prepared. be prepared to have a bad day because of this card, because it's going to be so hard for you to remove it. It's going to be so hard for it to be dealt with in any manner. Let's deal 2 to the face. And then let's finally turn you into what you were always meant to be, Valki. An angel. Alright, bam. 3-3. Hello. It's a Resplendent Marshal that has a Resplendent Marshal tucked away in its little knapsack. It's like Loki, if you think about it. Of course, Valki, Loki, obviously. You can make that connection, right? So I think we got him here pretty good. Something fierce. Oh, foretelling. What could it be? It can't be something in the skies, because we'll still take them out. Like, we still have plenty of damage in the air. Well, tell you what, this guarantees this victory. Right? Exile from their card. Or exile from their graveyard, rather. And then boom, bam! To the face! Thanks everybody for joining us, by the way. I see a lot more people pouring in, so I do appreciate that. They only have, you got 1 mana and you don't have any blockers in the sky. I don't understand how this is such a hard resolve. GG. Opponent gets to go first. We're definitely taking the mulligan here because we just don't have anything cool or fun or exciting really, and that's that, you know. So would I rather have the Flinger or the Quake Bringer? I like that, the Flinger or the Quake Bringer. All right, no. In all honesty, I'd rather. Well, I guess I'd rather have the Quake Bringer. We can get it down sooner, right? We can get it down turn 4. Samoas are the best. Yeah, is that? Don't tell me that's the one with coconut in it. But Bashan, don't you dare tell me that's the one with coconut in it. Oh, that wasn't even you, Bashan. You were just talking about, is it Giants? Maizen, don't you dare tell me it's the one with coconut in it, because I do not, me and coconut, we don't mesh well, okay? It's just, you may not like to hear it, but it's one of those things that I'm like, coconut is not a dessert. It is a tropical big nut. It's a big seed. It's a big, ooh, Valki. I want the Egon down, but I want the Egon down as Egon, not as the artifact. So we are going to use Valki here. It is, I like the ones with, you got a lot of cool stuff here, buddy. Got a lot of cool stuff here. I guess I really don't want that one. I like the ones with peanut butter. No, you're fine, Maizen. You know me. I'm just making a big deal out of nothing. Also, this means we can later turn our Valki into a Vorinclex. Hey! So they don't have anything they can put down here. Hallelujah. Hopefully no land. Hopefully no land. Hopefully no land. Beautiful. Now that is a land to be, so to speak. It's a land for their next turn. I really need a lot more mana so that Valki can become its true potential here. So do we go for the Egon? I think so. I think so. And that's it? I think that's it. What are you? You're a 1 mana. So again, In Search of Greatness won't do anything for him here. I really like the art for all of the gods. They're so good, you know, the stylizing the Norse gods is, again, it's so beautiful. I hate that they got the Vorinclex back, but it is what it is. So we get to keep the 6/6. Calamity Bear is not going to do anything here. I think we go for the Tie Merit. We also could have swung in and went for the Embercleave. Hold up now. Do I exile the Valki? We are at 4 over here. We don't have a giant on the board though, so that won't work. We could get Calamity Bearer down, and that would be a giant. I think we definitely swing in with Egon here. They're gonna take it. Oh, okay. I was not expecting that, not gonna lie. In search, still shouldn't give them a card, because they need a 5 CMC to get down the board and collect, so. Thank goodness, am I right? Another Wicked Wolf to fight the 2/2? Yeah. Yeah. Sure. Sure. Alright. Do we Embercleave here? I think so. I think we Embercleave that Egon, because that is a lot of damage. And they don't have any food to protect the wolf, so... yeah, it just kind of makes good sense. Bam! They're down to 2 life, and let's not forget we do have the Quakebringer over here, so if we can get a Quakebringer onto the board or our Calamity Bearer, that's that 2 damage. Wrapping this game up, ladies and gentlemen. In Search of Greatness, your food deck, it's a little too slow. It's a little too slow. I'm sorry, I'm getting a little cocky today, and I'm not gonna lie. It's just because I'm having a great time. These decks are fun, I'm winning, and it's not like I'm just regurgitating the same 3-card combo. I'm not gonna mention any names, but when Zendikar Rising came out, this hand is a little risky, because we only have 2 lands, but we do have the Valki. I gotta take the mulligan here. Wow, this is just Giant City. Just Giant City. Well, if there had to be one, I guess I want the Flinger. You know what? I'm putting Quakebringer back because I want to mill the Quakebringer, so I want it in the deck, right? Really liking these new cards. Lots of power. Yes, it's lots of power. Yes, but it's not... it's not like Omnath, lots of power in a singular turn, or like absolutely ending the game in like, you know, a single instance or a single turn or whatever. It's like lots of power, but it's still equally as easy to sort of take out that power or remove that power from your foe. So a little awkward on our mana playing down here, but you know, we got the castle and we got the Fable Passage. King Nefari's Betrayal. Uh-oh. They found some good stuff. They found some really good stuff. You're kidding me, right? They're going to take our dragon or our Egon? They took our Egon. Egon. Oh, no. It's gone. Alright, let's go for the just straight Bone Crusher play, and then if I can get a Calamity Bearer down next turn, that is 8 points of damage, right? In Search of Greatness is stupid powerful. Yeah, I mean, I would believe it. I have yet to play it, but we do have a Sultai control deck cooked up for it for later. By the way, what is up, Goof Machine? I like that name. Just a straight Goof Machine. Alright. So they're playing our Egon. Now I play our Egon, because I didn't find the land I wanted. Now they exile 2 cards. So they have a Grixis control deck here going on. Hey, leave my cards alone. You don't need to be removing them. Funky Flump. I like that name. Funky Flump. Draugr Necromancer. Alright, cool. So we're just playing fun stuff this game. I like that. Give me a land. Give me another red land. Another red land. Nope, that's not it. Alright. I'll trade Egons with you. If that's what you want to do, let's do it. Oh, what? They can replay my Egon? Until end of turn, you may cast spells from among cards exiled with, and you may spend until end of turn. Not forever, until end of turn. So that's a little busted. Oh no, they have the Necromancer. Is that why? That is why. Oh, okay. Because it had an ice counter. Ooh, I like. I think this is going to be a GG because we... Wait. I need a land. We'll go ahead and say GG to let them know, like, we're hard stuck here. There's not much we can do. I'm going to let them finish because it's part of what we're supposed to be doing as content creators is allowing... Or at least I'm going to draw one more card, rather, I should say, before we completely concede. Okay. All right, yeah, GG.